Learn English with 4,000 Essential English Words. Unit 1. Agree. To agree is to have the same opinion or belief as another person. The students agree they have too much homework. Alcohol. Alcohol is a type of drink that can make people drunk. A person should not drive a car after he or she has been drinking alcohol. Arrive. To arrive is to get somewhere. Thou arrived at school at 7 a.m. August. August is the 8th month of the year. Is your birthday in August? Boat. A boat is the vehicle that moves across water. There is a small boat on the lake. Breakfast. Breakfast is the morning meal. I ate eggs for breakfast. Camera. A camera is a piece of equipment that takes pictures. I brought my camera on my vacation. Capital. A capital is a city where a country's government is based. The capital of the United States is Washington, D.C. Catch. To catch is to grab or get something. Did you catch the ball during the baseball game? Duck. A duck is a small water bird. People feed ducks at the lake. Enjoy. To enjoy is to like something. The woman enjoy riding her bicycle. Invite. To invite is to ask someone to come to place or event. I will invite my friends to my birthday party. Love. To love is to like something or someone a lot. I love my family very much. Month. A month is one of 12 periods of time in 1 year. January is the first month of the year. Travel. To travel is to go to a faraway place on vacation or business. They will travel to Argentina this summer. Typical. If something is typical, it is normal or something that usually happens. My typical breakfast is toast and eggs. Visit. To visit is to go and spend time in another place or see another person. She want to visit her grandmother. Weather. Weather is the temperature and the state of the outdoors. Today's weather is rainy and cloudy. Week. A week is a period of time that is 7 days long. What are you doing next week? Wine. Wine is an alcoholic drink made from grapes. The store carried both red and white wine. Now practice your words. The Amalfi Coast. The Amalfi Coast in Italy is a beautiful place to travel. It's a beautiful area with an interesting culture. Located on the Tyrrhenian Sea next to the Mediterranean in southern Italy, the Amalfi Coast has high mountains and amazing beaches. Amalfi is on the west coast of Italy, and it takes less than 4 hours to drive there from Rome, the country's capital. You will love it from the moment you arrive there. There are many activities for travelers, including beautiful beaches for swimming. You can also play games on the beach and catch frisbees. A boat trip is a good way to spend the day, and you may see ducks and other birds sitting on the water. Fishing is also a popular activity. There are dozens of villages on the Amalfi Coast, and you can visit one of them to see how a typical local person eats. If you're friendly, you might even get invited into someone's house to enjoy home-cooked Italian food. Italians like drinking alcohol, especially wine. The Amalfi Coast has lots of gardens to explore. Italy is famous for its pizza and pasta. However, the Amalfi Coast is also well known for fish and octopus because it is located next to the water. Pastries are a popular breakfast food on the Amalfi Coast. August is a popular month to travel to the Amalfi Coast because the weather is warm. It's easy to spend a week traveling around the area. Make sure to take a camera so you can take a lot of photos. We're sure you'll agree that it's a great. Unit 2. Adventure. An adventure is a fun or exciting thing that you do. Riding is the rough water was an adventure. Approach. To approach something means to move close to it. The boy approached his school. Carefully. Carefully means with great attention. Especially to detail or safety. The baby carefully climbed down the stairs. Chemical. A chemical is something that scientists use in chemistry. The scientist mixed the chemicals. Create. To create means to make something new. She create an igloo from blocks of snow. Evil. Evil describes something or someone bad or cruel, not good. They felt a strange, evil presence as they got closer to the house. Experiment. An experiment is a test that you do to see what will happen. The student did an experiment in science class. Kill. To kill someone or something is to make them die. I killed the fly. Laboratory. A laboratory is a room where a scientist works. My mother works in a laboratory. Laugh. Laugh is the sound made when someone is happy or a funny thing occurs. The sound of her laugh filled the room. Loud. If a sound is loud, it is strong and very easy to hear. The man's voice was so loud that we all could hear him. Nervous. When a person is nervous, they think something bad will happen. The boy became nervous when he heard the news. Noise. A noise is an unpleasant sound. The crying baby made a loud noise. Project. A project is a type of work that you do for school or job. His afternoon work project was to paint the room green. Scare. To scare someone is to make them feel afraid. My uncle was scared by what he saw in the room. Secret. A secret is something that you do not tell other people. The two boys were sharing a secret. Shout. To shout is to say something loudly. My boss shouted at me because I was late for work. Smell. To smell something means to use your nose to sense it. The two friends smelled a flower. Terrible. If something is terrible, it is very bad. The way he treated his classmate was terrible. Worse. If something is worse, it is of poorer quality than another thing. Business was worse thing month than last month. Now practice your words. The laboratory. Mia's father had a laboratory, but she had no idea what was in it. Her dad always closed and locked the door when he went in. She knew that he used it to do projects for work. He never told Mia what these projects were. One night, Mia approached the door to the laboratory. She stopped and thought, I wonder what crazy experiment he is doing now. Suddenly, she heard a loud noise. It sounded like an evil laugh. The noise scared her, so she walked quickly back to her room. The next night, her friend Liz came to her house. When Liz arrived, Mia told her about the night before. Oh, it was terrible, she said. Why don't we see what is in there? Liz asked. LT will be a fun adventure. Mia felt nervous about going into her father's laboratory, but she agreed. As always, the door was locked. They waited until Mia's father left the laboratory to eat dinner. He didn't lock the door. Liz said, let's go. The laboratory was dark. The girls walked down the stairs carefully. Mia smelled strange chemicals. What terrible thing was her father creating? Suddenly, they heard an evil laugh. It was even worse than the one Mia heard the night before. What if a monster was going to kill them? Mia had to do something. She shouted for help. Mia's father ran into the room and turned on the lights. Oh, no, he said. You must have learned my secret. Your monster tried to kill us, Mia said. Monster? He asked. You mean this? He had a pretty doll in his hands. The doll laughed. The laugh didn't sound so evil anymore. I made this for your birthday. I wanted to give it to you then, but you can have it now. Unit 3. Alien. An alien is a creature from a different world. The alien came in peace. Among. If you are among certain things, they are all around you. There was a red apple among the green ones. Chat. A chart is a list of information. We used a chart to see how we had improved. Cloud. A cloud is a group of water in the sky. The sky was filled with white clouds. Describe. To describe is to say or write what someone or something is like. They describe their tree as colorful, with gold ribbon and a star. Ever. Ever as means at any time. Going skiing last winter was the most fun Elv ever had. Fail. To fail means you do not succeed in what you try to do. Since he failed to get the job, he was sad. Grade. A grade is a score or mark given to someone's work. I managed to get good grades on my report card. Instead. Instead means in place of. He ate the carrot instead of the ice cream. Library. A library is a place where you go to read books. The library at school is full of books. Photograph. I like taking photographs. I took this photograph with my cell phone. Planet. A planet is a large round things in space. Saturn is the planet with the ring around it. Report. A report is something someone writes for school work. Karen had trouble writing her report. Several. Several is more than two but not many. He had to read several books for class. Shape. An object's shape is the arrangement of its sides and surfaces. Even with your eyes closed you can feel the shape of it. Solve. To solve something is to find answer to it. All the student could easily solve the math problem. Suddenly. If something happens suddenly, it happens quickly and unexpectedly. I was surprised when my friends suddenly shouted, "Happy birthday." Suppose. To suppose is to guess. I suppose I should go home now. Understand. To understand something you need to know what it means. Henry could not understand the message. View. To view is to look at something. Michael likes to view himself in the mirror. Now practice your words. The report. Lee sat among the books at the library and thought about his group project. They had to turn it in soon, but he hadn't started his part. Jack and Claire were in his group. They had worked hard. They were also very smart, and Lee didn't want them to get a bad grade. Jack did the report. He wrote a lot of very good sentences and described things clearly and carefully. Claire drew a nice map of the stars. Now, Lee needed to do his part of the project. Well, I suppose I need to start my model, Lee thought. Making a model of a planet was really hard. Lee tried to read several books. Buddha couldn't understand any of the charts. We're going to fail because of me, Lee said. He put his head down on the table and said, wish I could see a planet and an alien, instead of having to read about it. Suddenly, he had a great idea that would help him solve his problem. Why not go on the web and look for photographs of the Earth and other planets taken from space? They would give him a really good view of the planets they had to talk about in their report. Instead of a bad grade, his group would have the best project ever. The photos of Earth showed lots of clouds, but you could still see the shapes of land and seas on Earth. He also looked at photos of Mars. Lee now had plenty of ideas for making a model of the planet Mars. All he had to do is to turn his ideas into a model. He used a small ball to help him make the shape he wanted and then painted it to look like the photos of Mars that he had seen. Sometimes seeing is much more helpful than just reading.